Hey folks, my name is Mo and I'm the co-founder of Netflare. Netflare is an all-in-one DevOps platform that helps you monitor your digital infrastructure, and when things go wrong, we help you bring it to a resolution. In this video, I'm going to be demoing our pager and Oncall. Pager is one of the most critical pieces to DevOps, as when you're dealing with a time-sensitive issue, you want to get the right eyes on the issue as fast as possible so that they can start working towards a fix. Our pager has multiple layers to it. The first layer is the personal pager, which defines how, as a user, I want to be notified of critical issues. The second layer is the on-call schedules, which allows you to set up rotation amongst your team so that a single person can be responsible for any outage that might occur during the time where they're on call. The third layer is the dispatching policy, which allows you to define how notifications should be routed during these incidents. Let's look at the first layer, which is my personal pager. From here, I can set up channels which I can be notified against. I can use the Add New Channel, which is going to walk me through a wizard on setting up a new channel. But let me show you what the channels that I've already set up. Here I have a Slack channel, which allows me to get notified through Slack. I have an email, so I can be notified there. I also have my two phones set up. I have my Android Galaxy S21 set up and my iPhone. These are set up using our mobile app, which you can download from the App Store or the Play Store. For advanced workspaces, we also allow for cellular channel, which allows you to be notified through SMS and voice call. Once I've set up my channels, I can then set up how the notification should be routed to me based on the priority of the notification. Let's go into the priority tab and see what that looks like. When a notification is sent out, it's classified as either high or low, and I can define different routing based on my needs. Let's take a look at how I've set up mine. I've said that if I receive a high notification, then in that case, I would like to first get the notification in Slack. If I don't acknowledge it within 5 minutes, then I would like to escalate and get a notification on my Galaxy S21. This will be sent as an app notification and it will be classified as a high notification. If I don't acknowledge that within 20 minutes, then I would like to escalate again and send it to my S21, but this time as a critical notification. A critical notification is a notification that will always play a ringtone, no matter whether you have Do Not Disturb on or if you have the volume down. This allows me to always get my attention through this notification. I've also defined different settings for low. From here, because this is less important, I've only requested that I receive an email. We also support business hour paging so that you're not bothered during your time off. The way to set that up is to go into the business hour tab. From here, I've specified that my time zone is Vancouver, my shift starts from 8 to 5, and it's Monday to Friday. If a notification was to come in that is marked as a business hour only, and it's outside of those time, then what will happen is that we will wait until the next business day, at which point I will receive that notification. This comes in really handy for notifications that are important but don't require immediate attention. Next up, let's look at our on-call schedule. So the way to do that is to go to Pager and On-Call and select On-Call Schedule. Now I already have some on-call schedules set up, so let me just show it to you. Let's go into the engineering team. From here, what I've set up is a rotation that will rotate between my teammates. Right now I am on-call, but next week it will be Data, and then we'll go to Worf, and then Jody, and then back to me. Setting up an on-call schedule is really simple. All I need to do is set up the on-call schedule, and then from there I can start to add shift into it. I can add an individual shift from here, or I can also add a reoccurrence. Once I have set up my schedule, editing it is also really simple. All I need to do is click on one of the shift, and then from here I'm given a bunch of options. I can either delete that shift, or I can add an override. Adding an override means that you're giving the shift to someone else. I can give the full shift to another user, or I can give a partial shift based on my need. Once I have my on-call schedule set up, I can start to notify that on-call schedule. And then what we will do is we will figure out who is the current on-call person and then route the notification to them. The on-call schedule also supports business hour paging. The way to set that up is to go into the configuration tab, and then from here you can define the shift start time, the shift end time, and the days that they will be working. The business hours of the on-call schedule always overrides the individual user's preference. Last up, let's look at the dispatching policy. The way to get there is to go page 1 on-call, dispatching policy. I already have some set up, so let's take a look at those. From here, we can define complex routing for our notification. Let's take a look at how I've set it up for me. When this dispatching policy is notified, then I would like to first notify the on-call schedule engineering team. And then I've said that if the message is not acknowledged within 30 minutes, then I would like to escalate to me. And what this is going to allow me to do is that if the on-call schedule fails to get to the message in a timely manner, then I will get notified and therefore I can jump on the issue. Now this is a simple example, but you can make this as complex as you like. You can set up as many alerts as you like and as many escalation. Now let's bring it all home. Let's send out our first notification. The way to do that is go page 1 on-call, send notification. Now from here, I'm going to be walked through a wizard that's going to help me set up that notification. The first part that I get asked is what type of notification is this? Is it going to be sent to a user, to an on-call schedule, or dispatching policy? If I select a user, then I'll be given a list of all of the users in my team, and therefore I can page one of those. If I'm selecting an on-call schedule, then I'll be given a list of all of the on-call schedules, and then what we will do is once you select that on-call schedule, we will figure out who is the current on-call person, and then route the notification to them. But in this demo, I'm just going to use the dispatching policy, and we're going to be taking a look at the engineering dispatch, which is what we were just looking at. Once I've selected it, I'm given the option to ask, well, what is the priority of this message? If you recall, this will then define how the message will be routed to the user based on the configuration that they've set up for their pager. In this example, I'm going to set up high. The next thing is urgency. So I can ask for the message to go out immediately or go out only during business hours. In this demo, I'm going to use immediately. Finally, the only thing we have to do is to put in the message. So here I'm going to say, for example, system outage, help, and I'm going to send out that notification. I'm going to hit submit. And now we're taken to the notification detail page. Now from here, we can actually follow the progress of the notification. I can see that the notification has already been sent to someone. And so what ended up happening is first it went to the engineering dispatch, which routed it to the on-call schedule engineering team, who is currently on-call me. And therefore I received a notification. And if I look at the timeline, I can see here that I've received that notification and I've received it in Slack. Now, if I don't acknowledge this within the appropriate time, then it's going to escalate. The way that you acknowledge it is through the button here. So we hit acknowledge, and therefore no further escalation. All right, this is going to wrap up the video for our page on on-call. From here, you can do many things. You could use our alarm to automate the notification going out. Or you could use our ticketing system and have set up notification workflows so that as the tickets get created or changed, then they can automatically send out notification to let the right people know about it. Thank you so much for watching the video and have a great day.